What's going on, kings and queens? It's your boy Chaz Jackson coming back to you once again, representing GNG Gift and a Gift. Hey, I just want to take the time to tell you thank each and every one of you for giving me your eyes and your ears once again as we ready to dive deep into some inspiration that I pray will plant like a seed in your mind and assist you in becoming a greater version of yourselves. I'm so pumped about this guest tonight and this talk. I want each and every one of you, if you've been watching this GNG live stream, you know that our motto is we're all gifted differently to make a difference. And I know there are tons of difference makers that's tuning in right now, whether you're listening live or you're listening to a replay or on the podcast. I want you to go ahead and drop your comments. Let us know you're here. Share something about yourself. Also share this out to anybody, whether it's a teacher, coach, parent, young male that's you feel can take something from this information that we're about to share. Please get that out there for us. Go ahead and get you a pen and paper. Got a powerhouse speaker, motivator that's going to give a whole lot of knowledge and golden nuggets to each and every one of you. And I want to go over the mission of this platform before I read off this short bio on this giant. And you know that GNG mission and platform goals is to provide tips and techniques to young males on their journey to growing personal development. And I always challenge myself every day, kings and queens, and I want to challenge you and every young male that's listening to this to become passionate visionaries who are determined to leave a legacy for themselves by adopting unwavering life values and serving others in the area of gifting led by God. And this summer series, Summer Soldiers, we're going to continue the theme of equipping young black males on their journey through the battlefield of injustice. And I got my man, Ya JaKetted. He's going to come on. I want to read off this short bio. Ya JaKetted is from Cali, out there in California. He's a men's mentor, brand advisor, life speakers, and he preaches the lion mode. I want him to dive deep a little bit more on that as he lives passionately to equip fathers, equip young people, and whoever God places in their path to become phenomenal people led by him. And I'm so pumped to just get him on the screen right now. My man, Ya JaKetted, you are live on GNG podcast live stream, brother.
Baby.
Are you ready to go, champion?
Oh, man, I stay ready, baby. I'm pumped. Let's get it.
I love it. I love it. Now, I know I read off something short and sweet there about yourself. Anything you want to add to that? For the audience to know?
Add to it is I just unleash people's inner lion, baby. That's it. You're looking to get your inner lion unleashed. That's what I do. Lion is a short abbreviation for legacy, integrity, overcomer, and never settles. That's what Lion stands for, and that's what I bring out of you. And that's it, baby.
Fire. I love it. And also your name, Ya JaKetted.
Oh.
I know the audience, they want to know what. Can you share some background on how that was flourished and created?
It means, it's in Hebrew, it means appointed to show God's name and anointing. Pretty much my mom gave me that a long time ago, and I ran away from the calling that God has put on my life when I was younger. And then one day I decided to serve him, and me and my wife, we figured out how you spell it, and I ran with it from there. And just like how God turned Abram into Abraham, he turned your boy into Ya JaKetted, and now I'm just living out what he called me to do, man. Pointing to show his name and anointing.
That's awesome. That's awesome, brother. And obviously with the theme, equipping young black males on their journey through the battlefield of injustice, share with the audience, what are your thoughts about what's going on in the country right now? You know.
Oh, man. My heart just breaks a little bit. With my heart breaking a little bit for it. It's been going on for a while. It's been going on, I would even say, my whole life. I'm 32 years old. I really started seeing and experiencing racial injustice when I pretty much was 18, 17, 18. That's when I really started seeing it for myself in my hometown, Lancaster, Palmdale, the Antelope Valley. That's when I really started seeing it there for myself. And my heart just breaks, man. And it just shows that nothing has changed, really. Nothing has really changed from since I've been when I first experienced it when I was 18 to now I'm 32. Nothing has changed. Only thing that I would say has changed is now everybody got camera phones, and with these camera phones, you are able to pretty much record it and let people see, hey, this is what's going on. Hey, this isn't right. And so my heart just breaks, man, for what's going on right now, brother.
For sure, for sure. And it's like we have to take advantage, like you said, of now with social media and digital equipment we're able to share. And
Mm-hmm.
with previous episodes, we've really been honing on one huge factor that I want each and every person that's listening to this to take is education.
Exactly.
Because becoming aware of what's going on, how you can equip yourself as you continue to strive towards your greatest version of yourselves. And
Exactly.
now I feel like that's so important, understanding where you are right now, getting a glimpse of where you come from or where your
Mm-hmm.
ancestors come from, and
Mm-hmm.
also taking a projection of where do you see yourself going in the future. So I feel like we have to
Exactly.
find that balance in between each one of those three categories. And education is key. And one of those is knowing how social media works, as we are doing with this live stream, is working on creating solutions during a problem. There's two
Exactly.
sides to that coin. There's the part of electronics, social media, where it's negative and it's low energy, and
Mm-hmm.
it's the other side, the
Mm-hmm.
solution based and high energy, and how can we continue to make it a safe place for our great grandkids. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We're,
Exactly.
we're working to build a legacy here. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I really resonate with what you just shared.
Man, with that legacy, man, like it was it was the education that my parents gave me, that I certain situations that I was in, um, being racially profiled and stuff like that. I reflect back on that and it was like, man, if my parents never gave me that piece of nugget, then I could have been acting in a I probably wouldn't even be here, you know? And that's why, like, I tell people all the time, especially the youth, hey, you always, when it comes to like your run-ins with racial injustice and everything like that, like, is it fair? No, it's not fair. It's not fair that you are judged by the color of your skin. It's not fair that people automatically think that you're going to take their purse or anything just because you're black. It's not fair that you get pulled over and they treat you a certain way. No, that's not fair. Matter of fact, it's not even fair that they stereotype you and be like, oh, all black people like chicken. It's like little things like that.
Yeah, I
Is that
love
fair?
chicken
No,
though, man.
it's
I could
not
eat.
fair. You know what I'm saying? Chicken's good, but you know what I'm saying? Hey, not all of us like it. But what I've learned, what came to me this year, seeing everything with all this injustice that's going on, what God gave me and what I've been telling everybody else is, give yourself a puncher's chance. Give
Mm,
yourself a puncher's chance.
mm,
And I looked up the word puncher's chance, and it just pretty much means is, it's not impossible that you're going to win the fight, but most likely you're not going to win. You can win it, but the chances of winning it's slim to none.
yeah.
And with that in mind, when it comes to certain things, I started to move a little different. I started to going, like, I forget the young guy that died when the cop shot him 3 times in the back. Hey, that's you shouldn't. He's running away. He ain't even
Right.
paying attention. Like you shouldn't shoot him 3 times in the back. But then I started looking with the eyelids of, did he give himself a puncher's chance?
Right.
And I go, on as much as that injustice is, he didn't give himself a puncher's chance. You trying to take the cop's taser is not giving yourself a puncher's chance. And I reflect back onto the things where my parents taught me. Hey, you don't necessarily have to say yes, sir, yes, ma'am to me. I don't have to. I just talked to my mom a couple hours ago. I wasn't on the phone with her and like, yes, ma'am, or anything like that. She's like, but when you run into the cops and you get pulled over, you be on your P's and Q's, puncher's chance. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You let them know everything that you about to do. Hey, I'm about to reach in my pocket. You better be what is his name? You better be you better narrate like you one of those narrators. You better be like, hey, I'm about to reach up into my pocket and grab my wallet, or I'm about to go into my glove box and grab this, that, and that. You giving yourself a punch chance. Would they still be rude to you? Probably. Would you, or do necessarily all races or all colors or all ethnicities have to do that? No. But you want to give myself, I want to give myself a puncher's chance to be able to come home to my wife and my kids.
For sure. And Ricky Smiley, my man, Mr. Me Too, Sylvester, he was on the second episode of this series, this theme, and he mentioned Ricky Smiley. And now he was like, look, you got to protect yourself. I know you were saying reaching your glove box, but he had gave an example of even put your license stuff above you, right? And your little visor, so you're not necessarily reaching away from police whenever you're getting stopped. You have everything up above you, so they still can see your hands, and this really strategically thinking about that stuff, being polite and respectful, and the main thing is getting home safely. You know what I mean? Like, dismiss the arguing and keeping hands in sight and all that physical contact, really paying attention and making sound decisions and knowing, like, in reality, they are authority, and we have to be respectful. But at the same time, being self-aware is key of all of that stuff, man.
I think too, what came to my head, like how you said about how we talked about a little bit of how social media and the internet is good for us. And on the flip side of that, it can also be bad because sometimes us as people, we got pulled over by the cops. This is about to make a great viral video if I start talking back,
Right.
And we just got to watch out for that. Like, hey, is the cop doing his job all the way? Maybe not, Are you pulled over for probably nothing? There was times that I was pulled over. I pulled over one time and I was a fresh 18, man. I was fresh 18. Me and my boys, we just got done playing basketball at the park, and we're going back to my friend's house, and the cop pulled us over. And with that, he said we had a broken teller. It wasn't broken at all. He sat us all on the curb. Probably like 5-10 minutes later, he's like, "Okay, you guys are all good to go." Right? So then later on, we know I have friends that were in the pretty much the sheriff's department at that time, and they called me and my mom and dad, and it's like, "Hey, did your son get pulled over today?" And so my mom asked me, she was like, "Hey, did you pulled over today?" I was like, "Yeah," but it was nothing. He said it was broken tail light. He didn't even give us a ticket. He just let us go. And he told my mom, "Hey, he tried to put your son in the gang file." Wait, what? Like, I ain't no gang member. I ain't never been a gang member. I don't associate myself with any gangs or anything like that. And she was like, "What?" And he's like, "I knew it was your son because we're friends, and I recognized the last name, and I recognize his name. It's a unique name, so you ain't gonna find a whole bunch of them everywhere." And she's like, "Yeah." So I got out of the gang file, but injustice is everywhere, man. But you gotta, what are you doing? Like, I can pop off at the cop right then and there with my cell phone, trying to get you some views. Or like I said, my main objective is to get home to my family, not my family seeing me in a body bag.
And I know you got 2 kids, right? I know I got 2 girls. We kind of shared off the
Yes, sir.
camera. You got a girl and a boy, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's take your son. Let's take your son. He's at the age where he understands what you know and what's going on, and you have the knowledge that you have right now. And he walked up to you and he said, "Dad, why should I keep pushing forward in life when all of this is going on? When I have a puncher's chance, right? But it's really slim for me to get where I want to get to. Why should I keep pushing forward?" What's something that pops in mind that you would share with him? What tip or technique will you share to encourage him to keep going and keep striving after his dreams and goals?
Man, same thing for myself is I always reflect back to a lion, man. And I always reflect back to a lion because they called the lion the king of the beast. And I would tell my son, hey, listen, they called the lion the king of the beast. The lion ain't the fastest. The lion ain't the strongest. It's not the biggest, but it's the king of the beast. And one of the reasons why the lion is the king of the savannah is because it does not give up. It does not give in. I remember watching a National Geographics where it was the drought season. Drought. So that means ain't no water, ain't nothing out there. It is dead. It is dry. And I remember a lion just digging in the ground. It was just quiet. It was digging in the ground. I was like, what the heck is this lion doing? And then all of a sudden, this lion just snatched up a warthog. And I was like, what? I didn't even know warthogs was under the ground like that. But the warthog was under the ground because the sun was out and it was beaming on it.
Yeah.
And from there, what I got is even in your drought, even in your hard time, even when there's doubters around you, because there's always going to be doubters, there's always going to be haters, there's always going to be people that don't see you for your value. That does not mean that you don't see yourself for your value. There could be a chance where me and my wife don't see my son for the value that he has. There could be that chance, but don't ever lose the value inside yourself. Giving up is not an option. You only fail when you don't try. That's the only time you fail. You only fail when you don't try. So if you decide to be stagnant, and I call it BS, being stagnant, then that's the only time you fail. Other than that, you learning, you falling forward. That's what I would tell them.
Falling forward. Dude, let's go. Audience, I hope you got your pen and paper. I told you he's going to be bringing the heat. He's going to bring value. He's killing the game right now. And, dude, I resonate with you because I love the animal lion, too. I love the lion. And you said, you hit it on the nail. He's not the biggest. He's not the fastest. He's not the smartest, but he's the king of the beast. And it's crazy. Exactly. Like, when you think about a lion, right? You put a lion in an elephant. An elephant, man, is like 4 or 5 tons, right? Exactly. I mean, the elephant could take one of his foot and just crush a lion instantly. Exactly. But the mentality, when a lion and an elephant is in front of each other, a lion's first mentality is lunch, and the elephant is like, I got to get out of here. And what's the case behind that? It's attitude. And that's where I'm getting at. A lion's attitude is what makes it the beast because, like you said, it's not the biggest, it's not the strongest, it's not the fastest, but his attitude supersedes all of that. And that goes back to mindset. And we have to understand that. And I share this a ton because I think I live by this. Our life is a reflection of the story we tell ourselves. And the story that the lion tells itself is, I am king. I'm a king.
I am.
No one can bother me. I don't care how big you are, how small you are. I'm going to have you for lunch. Pretty much, like hands down.
Exactly.
And I'm going to die trying. So, we have to get our why that strong in life to a point that we're willing to lose our life to gain it. And a lot of times we have to go outside of who we are as individuals. For me, I lock it onto my family, my wife. my
Mm-hmm.
kids, you know, my nieces and nephews, the next generation that's looking up to me
Mm-hmm.
to fuel me, to change my attitude, to keep pressing forward. So I really resonate with that. That's really
Hey
deep.
man, with that, with what you said, man, to piggyback off of that, um, I when I looked at a lion, uh, in its drought, that lion in its drought, you never see the lion switch up.
Mm-mm.
The lion never switches up. The lion goes, I'm either going to eat a zebra, I'm going to eat what I've been eating. Ain't nothing changed. I am a carnivore. I'm going to eat that. When a lion has not eaten for days and it's on its deathbed, you never see a lion turn vegetarian.
No, not at all.
The lion will die. The lion will die. This is what I eat. This is what I eat. This is what it is. If I
Mm-hmm.
don't have that, it's a done deal. I'd rather die. And that's the mentality I've been putting on for myself. What is your why? What are you trying to do? Are you willing to die for it? If you're not
Mm-hmm.
willing to die for it, stop calling yourself a lion.
Mm. King mode, beef. Oh, I love it. I love it. And talk a little bit about a dad's hustle. Talk about that.
Okay.
How does being lion mode inspire you to start your channel, a dad's hustle? What's the
Man,
background behind that?
a dad's hustle is pretty much a collection of all the different talents that God has given me that I'm just putting it together to really push and help unleash people's inner lion, man. It really started off with me doing baby reviews. That's where a dad's hustle started off. It started off me doing baby reviews because I dislocated my left ankle and fractured my fibula, and I was out, and I was like, what can I do?
Were
And
you
my
trying to
daughter
dunk,
was
man? What was going on?
yeah, and then my daughter was born, and I was like, I can't do nothing. So that's where a dad's hustle originated from, and then from there, that's when that lion mentality. Because I was sitting there watching lion stuff over and over again, and then that's when God came to me, and He was like, "Are you a lion?"
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm a lion, man. I am a lion." He's like, "No, you're not." And I was like, "What? Why are you gonna do that?" And then he
Mm-hmm.
was just showing me areas in my life where he's like, I see you more like a cheetah because you're always trying to get things fast. You always trying to get things fast. You looking for that fast money. You looking for this. As a matter of fact, I see you as a cheetah. If we take out the cheetah and we just put the cheat, you always trying to cheat, and don't think I didn't know at that time you were cheating on your wife. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he
Oh
brought it
man.
all out, man. He was bringing it all out. And he was like, and I also see you as like a jaguar because you always in stealth mode, always hiding things from your wife, always doing X, Y, and Z. And he was just hitting me like that. And then that's when he says, but my grace and my mercy makes you a lion. And this is
Mm-hmm.
what a lion stands for. I need you to start thinking about your legacy. Think about your daughter. At the time, my son wasn't born, but it's like, think about your daughter. Every move you make needs to be for her. I need you to start walking with integrity because you ain't walking with that. And then never overcome all the dirt you were hiding and all the dirt that you've been through and everything from everything that you're doing, from you feeling like you at the bottom of the bottom. You are overcomer because I made you an overcomer. Greater is me that is in you than anything that comes against you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just need you not to settle, never settle. And that's where the dad's hustle and everything from me doing the speaking, for me doing going and helping brands get a clearer message out, doing content creating for people, and just helping people unleash the inner lion is just my hustle for my family. So when I die, my wife or my kids, if I die before them, they got a collection of stuff that they can go to my Instagram and be like, man, what? My son get older, and let's say I'm not around, and he's like, man, I'm having girl problems. Like I can't seem to stop looking at X, Y, and Z or whatever the case may be. Wait, this is what my dad said on his Instagram. You know, oh
Mm.
wait, this is what my dad said. This is what my dad said. Oh yeah, he did implant that lion inside of me. My kid's going around roaring all the time. You know,
I love it,
and so that's where it is, man. It's just a collection of me just leaving something for my family.
dude. That's beautiful, and it kind of goes back to some of what I was saying before. It's like creating that legacy, really
Exactly.
setting that standard for our families, right? Letting our
Exactly.
families like look and say, "Hey, Chaz did that. I know I can do it because he did it. We came from the same place. We came from the same family."
Exactly.
And that's kind of the whole. Just I use this me, uh, 2019. I released my first book, Live, Learn, Lead Powerfully, and for
Mm-hmm.
me, inside of me, I know, that my younger generation is going to do even better than me. I think
Exactly.
God's placed in my heart to do a couple more, but I'm looking for
Mm-hmm.
my kids, maybe 5 or 6, my niece and nephew, to write books and even go even
Exactly.
beyond what I'm showing, because I definitely know if I can do it, you can do it. But setting that standard, and letting them know it is possible. My man Justin Rambo, he was on the last show and he said something that really stuck out. He was just like, we was talking about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X,
Mm-hmm.
Rosa Parks, etc. But imagine if your great great grandkids looked at you as one of those figures, like you left a paramount, legacy in place for them to view your name as such a factor. You know what I mean? And again,
Man,
I know that's some high feet to fill, or some huge shoes to fill. Excuse me, but imagine if your great great grandkids looked at you and be like, man, Ya JaKetted, my great great grandfather, he did this on Instagram. He spoke at these places. He
exactly.
wrote these books. He did all of this to help his people. And imagine the motivation and the drive that's gonna come out of the next, generation. I mean,
Man, that's crazy because
it
I
blows
just
my
told.
mind just even thinking that, my kids can look at me in that fashion. And I think that helps drive me, that fuels me, that throws logs on my fire, that inner torch that's blowing with knowledge and beauty, if that makes sense. And you got it too, and each and every person that's looking at me got it. But we have to go on this refining of remembering who we are in God's eyes, and striving towards that blueprint that he already has set forth for us, if that makes sense.
Man, brother, that's crazy because me and my wife had a conversation, and I told her kind of sort of the same thing on the same level, and I was like, man, God came to me and he said, if I if I wanted to rewrite the Bible, would you be one of the stories that I used?
I like that.
And then I started reflecting, and he used David, he used all these other people, and I'm like, I want to be one of those stories that he used. I want to be. What makes David different than me? What makes Abraham different than me? What makes Moses different than me? What makes Martin Luther King and all these other people different than me? The biggest difference is they did it. They went
Mm.
out and they did it. If I want to be stagnant, then cool. He can't use me. You can't do anything sitting in the just sitting down. You gotta try. Faith plus hope equals risk.
Mm.
Risk times action equals success. You want to see success? Figure out what that risk that you got to take, and you times it with action, and you see success.
Mm. Mm. Beast mode. And dude, I just want to throw this out there. God, the Bible consists of 66 books, right? But God's
Mm-hmm.
not dead. He's still writing books right now. He's writing the book of
Exactly.
Chaz. He's writing the book of Ya JaKetted. He's writing
Yes,
that
sir.
book right now, and it's not done yet.
Exactly.
He's still writing books. I know it's not in that in the beautiful form as the Holy Bible is, but I truly
Yeah.
believe he's still writing books. He's still writing
Exactly.
stories. And each and every person's story has the ability to be oxygen to a suffocating person on this planet.
Mm.
And your
Mm.
story, you're impacting people in your lane, and I'm impacting people in my lane. And when we can come together, man, that's beautiful. I think that's what God intends to happen. And it brings me to this question here. That young black man that's looking at you right now, he's going to take a lot from what you're about to share off of this question. What is the greatest lesson that you've learned so far as we look at July the 29th right now, 2020? What's the greatest lesson that you've learned so far on your journey on this planet?
Oh man, there's so many. The biggest one that always sticks out to me, man, is keep your head up and your feet moving. Keep your head up and your feet moving. And with all the things that I have been through in my life and all the things I'm facing now, it's just a matter of keeping my head up and my feet moving. And as long as I put God first, I can't lose. And that's the main message I would give to any young man. Hey, keep your head up and your feet moving. Parents about to get a divorce, keep your head up and your feet moving. You just, they say school ain't gonna be normal no more, or something is changing in your life. Keep your head up and your feet moving. Long as you keep your head up, what that means is you never look down, because you don't need to look down. You are a mighty lion. You are a king. You are created from the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. He created you. There is no reason why you should walk with your head down in shame. Even when I was doing my dirt, even when I was cheating on my wife, even when I wasn't doing the right things and being the right dad, even when I was trying to become an EMT and I felt that test 6 times. 6 times. And all the shortcomings I had in my life, every time I wanted to put my head down and just, if I was a dog or whatever, tuck my tail between my legs and whatever the case may be, I always heard God. No. Put your head up. Put your head up. Even in your mistakes, put your head up and keep moving. Keep moving forward. Because when you become stagnant, what ends up happening is everybody else keeps moving forward. You staying stagnant. And guess what? Satan is like a roaring lion. When a lion goes on the hunt, all it tries to do is separate from the pack. And once he can get you separated from the pack, it's a done deal. So keep your head up and your feet moving.
I love it. That's beautifully put. Beautifully put. And I know there's somebody on this live stream podcast that took a lot what you said. They're saying to themselves right now, I want to connect with this brother. I want to be able to build a relationship with him. I know he can help me as I continue to strive forward on days to come. Can you share some of your contact information of how someone can reach you and fellowship with you?
The best way to hit your boy up is in the DM on Instagram at a dad's hustle. That's pretty much it. That's what I work with.
Short and sweet. I love it.
I have Ya JaKetted at gmail.com, or you can hit me up at a dad's hustle at gmail.com. But mainly, hit me up on Instagram. I got you. You can find me on Facebook. Just type in Ya JaKetted, YA space JAKETTED. Or if all else fails, type in me and my wife's company, Brand of Encouragement, and you'll find me there.
Beautiful, beautiful. And dude, for some reason, Dr. Miles Monroe popped in my head whenever you shared your, what's the greatest lesson that you learned? And he had a quote, some kind of similar. He said, keep your head and your heart going in the right direction. And you do not have to worry about your feet. I want to encourage you to keep your head and your heart going in the right direction. You got it going in a phenomenal direction, the direction that I know God has put you on. He tells us many plans are in our hearts, but his counsel will prevail. And as you continue to keep your head and your heart, us both, I know you're going to be doing phenomenal things, impacting a lot of lives. Eventually, man, it's going to be you standing beside Eric Thomas and they're gonna be looking at Eric Thomas like, who are that again? I know that's Ya
I'm
JaKetted.
coming for him.
Come on,
You
man.
better
Come
know I'm
on. Like
coming for him.
I see you on that stage, man, because you bring a lot of energy and you passionate, and that energy, man, is coming through the screen, and I'm loving it, and I'm feeding off of it for sure. And I know God's gonna continue to put people in your path to help create the vision that you have on your mind, and you're gonna
Appreciate it, brother.
again. You're going to be oxygen to some suffocating people. You're already oxygen to this audience today. And I
Appreciate it.
thank you so much for blessing me with your presence and taking the time out to be on GNG live stream podcast. You don't know how much that means to me. And I know we're going to be in contact. We're going to build
Oh,
this
yeah.
relationship. We're going to continue to build God's kingdom and continue
Exactly.
to inspire our young black males to be better men than we are and strive to be phenomenal individuals who will continue to create phenomenal individuals led by God. So again, brother, thank you so much. And I
Man,
look
I
forward
appreciate
to
you,
connecting
man.
with you.
What you're doing is amazing, bro. Like, I don't know if people have told you what you're doing is amazing. It's not easy. It's not easy, man. Bringing, I, ever since we met, man, I've been watching you and how you've been bringing other men together. That's not easy. That's not common. You know, a lot of people don't come together like that. So keep pushing, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Iron sharpens iron, brother.
Right.
And what you're doing, gift in a gift, is it's phenomenal already, and God's going to take it to a whole new level, man. And I appreciate you, brother. I really do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We'll chop it up. I'm gonna lead us out here, and each and every one of you, I know you took some phenomenal information from my man Ya JaKetted. Definitely leave your comments if you're looking at the replay. Definitely let us know that you was there. Let us know what you took from it, what jewel that you're going to continue to take that daily challenge on applying to your life. Let us know. I want each and every one of you to stay up with GNG. If you can use my help, feel free to hit me up on here on Facebook. Also, ChazJacksonSpeaks.org. Also know that Be the Fuel You Summit.com is still available. 15 amazing speakers pouring into young people on how to overcome COVID. And I want each and every one of you to remember this. Keep those are God's echo.